Welcome to Orchestrate All the Things. I'm George Anadiotis and we'll be connecting the dots together. Stories about technology, data, AI, and media and how they flow into each other, shaping our lives. This is an AI-generated narrative of my latest article.
AI politics. From pausing to regulating AI, it's all about winning hearts and minds. The letter was just the beginning. Welcome to the AI Politics Show. Grab some popcorn, or better yet, get in the ring. The letter, as it has come to be known on Twitter, is an open letter compiled by the Future of Life Institute, FLI, and signed by an ever-growing number of people. It calls for a pause on training of AI models larger than GPT-4 in order to develop and implement a set of shared safety protocols for advanced AI design and development. FLI's letter mentions that AI research and development should be refocused on making today's powerful, state-of-the-art systems more accurate, safe, interpretable, transparent, robust, aligned, trustworthy, and loyal. I signed the letter, too. I did not sign because I fully agree with FLI or its framing, far from it. I signed the letter, expecting that it could raise attention and get a very much needed conversation going, and it did. The only other time I recall AI backlash to have fueled such hot debate was in 2020. That was the time when Google fired a number of researchers who raised concerns about the practice of building ever bigger AI large language models in a paper known as stochastic parrots. A first line of criticism against the letter cites its origins and the agendas of the people who drafted and signed it, and rightly so. Indeed, the Future of Life Institute is an effective altruism, long-termist organization. In a nutshell, that means people who are more concerned about a hypothetical techno-utopian future than the real issues the use of technology is causing today. Even though FLI's FAQ tries to address present harms too, somehow Peter Thiel and Elon Musk types citing concentration of economic power as a concern does not sound very convincing. But the amount of funding, influence and publicity Elon Musk types garner is hard to ignore, even for their critics. Case in point, DAIR, the Distributed AI Research Institute, set up by AI ethicist Timnit Gebru. Gebru was one of the people who were fired from Google in 2020. DAIR was founded in 2021 to enable the kind of work that Gebru wants to do. DAIR is rooted in the belief that AI is not inevitable, its harms are preventable, and when its production and deployment include diverse perspectives and deliberate processes, it can be beneficial. DAIR employs a number of researchers to work on its mission and has raised $3.7 million from the Ford Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation, the Caper Center, George Soros Open Society Foundation and the Rockefeller Foundation. Research has to be funded somehow. But perhaps it's worth pondering about the source of this funding too. Gebru is aware of the conundrum and has spoken about big tech billionaires who also are in big philanthropy now. Presumably, DAIR founders believe that the use of these funds towards goals they find commendable may be more important than the origins of the funds. But should this line of thinking be reserved exclusively for DAIR? DAIR published a statement from the listed authors of Stochastic Parrots on the AI Pause letter. In this otherwise very thoughtful statement, its authors write that they are dismayed to see the number of computing professionals who have signed this letter, and the positive media coverage it has received. While I know and have worked with some of the professionals who signed FLI's letter, I can't speak for anyone but myself. But I do think it would be fair to give people who signed the letter the benefit of the doubt. Some, like Gary Marcus, have stated that while they do not fully endorse the letter, they signed in order to achieve a specific goal they find very important. Sound familiar? People have questioned the motives of the signatories, claiming that some may simply wish to stall the ones currently leading AI in order to catch up. But not everyone who signed is motivated by self-interest. And the harms resulting from the deployment of AI systems today are real. Worker exploitation and massive data theft, reproduction of systems of oppression and the danger to our information ecosystem, the concentration of power. The harms that DAIR cites are all very real. The powers that be are either actively promoting or mindlessly enabling these via AI. Building coalitions to raise issues, draw awareness and undermine big tech's march is the pragmatic thing to do. If that sounds like politics, it's because it is, as people have noted. That means it's about opinions, fears, values, attitudes, beliefs, perspectives, resources, incentives and straight-up weirdness, plus money and power. It's true that there has been ample media coverage of the letter. But that does not mean that all coverage was positive. In any case, media influence is part of the game. But what about research? Both DAIR and AI leaders like Marcus, Andrew Ng and Yann LeCun mention research. This epitomizes a widely held belief, which seems to boil down to problems being mainly of technical nature. If you hold this belief, then it makes sense to also believe that what's needed to overcome problems is more research to come up with solutions. As the stochastic parrots incident shows, however, this never was about lack of solutions. It's more about agendas, politics, money and power. In this spirit, it's important to not just focus on building better AI through research. Ensuring that people have access to it is crucial. Matt Stoller, a committed anti-monopolist, sees both Google's and Microsoft's appeal to AI as two sides of the same coin. Stoller thinks Google's claim that AI poses a threat to its dominance in search is an effort to mislead the antitrust investigation against Google. Stoller claims, it's on us, as a democratic society, to tell our lawmakers that we don't want this fantastic scientific knowledge controlled by the few. He is right to call for vigilance against big tech. Some AI researchers and entrepreneurs are working on creating datasets and models that are open for anyone to use. Datasets and models enable developers to build things. But if those things don't get shelf space because big tech shuts them out, they won't do much good. AI expert or not, there are a couple of very important things that each of us can do. First, understand the nature of the monopolistic power that the ChatGPTs of the world are exerting. The more we use those big tech systems, the more we contribute to making them better and the more we feed big tech's power. Let's not fall for it this time. Let's use alternatives, of which there are increasingly many. Second, get into AI politics. Send a letter to a senator, collect signatures, march the streets or hold a Twitter space to discuss an international agency for AI, whatever works. But do something, or at least, be aware of what others are doing. Pushing on with business as usual at AI's breakneck speed is a recipe for disaster. We are already in a situation where the scale of power is largely rigged in favor of big tech. Doing nothing means staying neutral in a situation of injustice, which is choosing the side of the oppressor.
Thanks for sticking around. For more stories like this, check the link in bio and follow Link Data Orchestration.